It's audiophile audiofoolery time again, because I happened to come across this thread on the Steve Hoffman music forums, where I just noticed that my messages seem to have been put on moderator approval because I dared to question the legitimacy of audiophile fuses. Ooh, that's a hot topic, but that's not what we're talking about in this video. Instead, we're talking about turntables, because this person noticed that in the latest Audio Advisor newsletter, they claim that a high-quality belt drive turntable removes 90% of the record surface noise and allows many times the musical information to come through compared to older direct drive turntables. And as proof of that quote, someone else posted a scan of it where it says exactly that, so I wanted to investigate that claim. I used to get these Audio Advisor catalogs in the mail, but I don't anymore, so I went on their website and I downloaded the latest issue of the catalog that they have available as a PDF file. Now it says summer 2020, so I think maybe the people who get the catalogs in the mail have gotten a newer issue of it since then, but we'll look at what this one says. If we go to the turntable section, and right here, it's a very similar quote, but you notice instead of a high quality belt drive turntable, it just says a high quality turntable, but otherwise it makes the same claim about it removing 90% of the record surface noise as compared to older direct drive turntables. Now let's just put aside the whole belt drive versus direct drive debate for a while. Instead, focus on this claim of any turntable being able to remove 90% of the surface noise of a record, which seems ridiculous because, as the name suggests, surface noise comes from the surface of the record. The dust and the dirt and the scratches and scuffs and fingerprints, that's what causes surface noise, not the turntable, and not even RCA Victor's Miracle Surface records containing the anti-static agent 317X claim to be able to remove 90% of the surface noise. And even here they say dust is one of the chief causes of surface noise and premature wear. So the only thing that's actually proven to remove at least 90% of the surface noise of a record is to replace it with a CD. This company claims to have expert consultants, and they say their audio specialists are considered the most knowledgeable and experienced you'll find anywhere. But I think what they're actually talking about when they refer to record surface noise is the noise generated by the turntable itself, commonly referred to as rumble. So if that's what they're actually talking about, they're claiming that a high quality and most likely belt drive turntable removes 90% of the rumble compared to older direct drive turntables. And if you look in the specifications of almost any turntable, it lists the rumble, also known as the signal to noise ratio, so we can quantify what a 90% reduction of it would be. And yes, I know that signal to noise ratio and rumble are not exactly the same thing, because signal to noise ratio includes all sources of noise in the system, both electronic and mechanical, and is expressed as a positive number, while rumble only involves the mechanical sources of noise in the turntable and is expressed as a negative number. But in this case, since we're only dealing with turntables that do not have a built-in preamp, there are no electronics in the audio signal path from the phono cartridge to the turntable's output. So therefore, the difference between signal to noise ratio and rumble is negligible, and most people use the two terms interchangeably when talking about turntables. So here's a website called What's a Decibel, and if you scroll down, it has a chart comparing decibels to percentage, and it shows that a 90% power reduction is equivalent to a reduction of 10 dB. So for this claim to be true, the turntables that this company is selling should have a signal to noise ratio or rumble rating that's at least 10 dB better than older direct drive turntables. And I happen to have one of those. This is a Technics SLQD33. It was almost their bottom-of-the-line direct drive turntable from 1987. The only model below it was the SLQD22, which was the same thing except it was only a semi-automatic turntable, while this one is fully automatic. So I printed out the specifications from its service manual, and right here it lists the rumble as minus 56 dB DIN A unweighted and minus 78 dB DIN B weighted. Most turntables only list the weighted DIN B specification, so I'll use that as the benchmark of comparison. So this older direct drive turntable from 1987 has a signal-to-noise ratio of 78 dB. Let's take a look at the turntables that Audio Advisor is selling, and right here is their highly desirable editor's choice, the Project Debut Carbon Esprit SBDC, selling for $599 with the high gloss black, red, or white finish, and $649 with the satin walnut finish, which is what they show here. And here it is on Project's website. There's actually so much demand for it that it's currently sold out. If we scroll down and look at the specifications, we can see it has a signal-to-noise ratio of 68 dB. Well, that is 10 dB different than the old Technics direct drive turntable, except it's 10 dB worse, not better. So let's look at some higher priced turntables in this catalog, because maybe they'll be better. Here's the Riga Planar 3. It has a base price of $945. But if you want to know its signal-to-noise ratio, or rumble, who knows? They don't list any specifications. Not even on the manufacturer's website. And that's true for all Riga turntables. They don't list any specifications. You'd think if these turntables are really that good, they would want to brag about it, but instead they keep it a secret. Here's another Project turntable in the catalog. It's the X2. It sells for $1,299, and on the website they list it as having a signal-to-noise ratio of 70 dB, which is better than the other one we looked at, but still not as good as the old direct drive Technics turntable. So let's go for broke and look at the most expensive turntable in the catalog, the VPI Prime Scout, with a list price of $3,249.95 with the phono cartridge, or with no cartridge you can get the bargain price of $2,499.95. It was the 2017 Stereophile Product of the Year award winner. And let's look at the specifications here, and you can see rumble 78 dB. Doesn't that sound familiar? Well, it should, because that's the same exact figure that Technics specified for the old direct drive turntable from 1987. So that's how easy it is to disprove this claim that a high-quality belt drive turntable removes 90% of the record's surface noise, or rumble, or whatever you want to call it, and allows many times the musical information to come through compared to older direct drive turntables. All you need to do is some quick math to convert percentage into decibels, and then look at the manufacturer's specifications of the turntables this company is selling compared to an almost bottom-of-the-line direct drive turntable from 1987.
To begin playback of a disc, turn the player power on, place the disc on the spindle. Use the play button to start.